feature for you today. It does pertain specifically to Excel 2013 and of course later versions. And I want to talk about something called Flash Fill. Now this brings some of the magic back into Excel, so to speak. So we saw the fill handle for the first time and it was the greatest thing ever. Well, this Flash Fill is really handy, and it can come up in your day-to-day or even really long, tedious tasks. So here's what we have. I have a really basic example to start. Let's say I had a name typed out in a column, and essentially it's first name space last name throughout the column. Okay. If I wanted to separate that, now we know we can use text to columns, but some situations are a little bit more advanced. Maybe some people don't know about text to columns and they just want to start typing. So here we go. Okay. If I type John and hit enter. Okay. So I've given it somewhat of a pattern. All right. I could even give it the pattern here as well. So I could say I want to do this John Doe. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in the first cell below my pattern, because it always checks the column to the next to it. Okay, so it always checks the column next to it to see if there's a pattern that it can determine. So here I am in B3 in this case. I'm going to go to the data tab. I'm going to click the Flash Fill button. Now you can right click. There's a variety of ways to do this. I just access it through the data tab. Okay, so on the data tab you click Flash Fill. Look at that, automatically has checked your pattern, fills it in. If I go over here, Flash Fill does the same thing. These aren't formulas it's put in here, it's simply filled it in based on the pattern that you did. Now, this is a really basic example, and it takes it a lot farther than this. So let's go take a look at a different one. So let's say I have phone numbers, I imported them from some other program, and now I'd like them to look nice. So right next to it, I'm going to type in the format that I want to use for that number. Okay. So there we have it. That's the format I like to use. This is the pattern I want. So I'm going to click the cell below it on the data tab, Flash Fill. Amazing, right? There it goes. Fills in the rest, just like magic. Then there are situations where it can run into problems. Okay, so I want you to imagine this is a much bigger list. Okay, so Flash Fill is going to be handy in this situation. So what I'd like is, let's say I have the province and city listed like this. Okay, province first, then a space, then the city. Notice this one, however, has state, space, city, but then another space here. So it's a slightly different pattern. In any case, let's try this out, okay? I can actually get in and rearrange this data. So I want the city, comma, and then the province, okay? I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit Flash Fill. Let's imagine this did a whole bunch of rows. However, you'll see it messed up a couple where there was an extra space in the city name. So it messed up this one and this one. Here's how smart this is. If I simply go and correct this mistake, assuming it's a similar mistake elsewhere, so I'm going to type, okay, so I fixed that one mistake. I want you to watch this one down here. Automatically goes and corrects that for you as well. So this Flash Fill is a really intelligent feature they've added into Excel 2013. I use it every day in a variety of situations, so hopefully that helps you out. Use Flash Fill, it's found on the data tab.